Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do my March wrap up. Um, I read 6 books in the month of March. I got in a really bad book slump, unfortunately. So I struggled this month, but I still did pretty good. Um, so let's just get into it. I started the month with a young adult fantasy called Fallen Academy. And it's technically, I got it from NetGalley as an ARC because the author got traditionally published, I think, and they're republishing with new covers. So I got an ARC, and it was a lot of fun, actually. I gave this one 4.5 stars. This one is about a world where it's kind of like a post apocalyptic world where the battle between angels and demons, when they fall to earth and they start battling, the humans are kind of caught in the crossfire, and whenever they're hit with like the magic from either the angels or the demons, it gives them powers. It's like that's how they get their magic, which was pretty cool. Then I binged this book. I read it in a day, which I'm not surprised because I love this author, but I read Flawless by Elsie Silver. This was on my TBR for the month, and I actually read it. I'm shocked that I read something on my TBR, but it was so good. Like, if you like small town cowboy romance, this is good. He's a bull rider, and she is his agent's daughter. I gave this one 4 stars. Then I read my Prime Reads book for the month. That's what it is. Um, so my Amazon Prime Reads, I picked the book called If Tomorrow Never Comes by Alice and Ashley, and I always pick a Prime Read book, but I never actually get to reading them. And I actually read this one this month, and it was really good. The chemistry between these two characters was unreal from the beginning. It's been there's not a lot of books that I have read where the characters have this kind of chemistry. It just came off the page. It was amazing. Um, but the gist of this book, it comes out today, I think, April 1st. She meets this guy in a bar, and they have this like one night date. It's a great date, goes amazing, and then the next day she has to have a bone marrow transplant, I think is what it is. And so she doesn't give her name, doesn't give her her phone number because she doesn't know if she's going to live after the procedure or not. Um, Fast forward a year, and she runs into him, but he is dating her bone marrow transplant donor. So, sticky situation, but it was really good. I gave it 3.5 stars only because, me personally, it kind of got a little slow in the middle, but it was heartwarming, and like I said, the chemistry between the two characters was just phenomenal. Highly recommend reading that book. Then I read Blood and Steel, and I was so excited for this book. I was in such a fantasy mood, and I had been wanting to read it for a little while, and I was so disappointed. I gave it 2.75 stars. I really liked the majority of the characters. I liked the female main character. I loved like the side characters, especially Kip. Like, if you read this book, then you know I love Kip. He was so funny and just a good side character and like a friend and found family for the female main character. But the love interest, the male main character, just did not do it for me. He seemed like he didn't have a personality. Like, in the beginning, it was okay. Like, you have like kind of enemies to lovers where he's grumpy and brooding and just your typical fantasy male love interest. And there was some good banter like right in the beginning, like I got excited, and then that's kind of where it stopped. Like, it just seemed like she wanted to be with him because she found him attractive, and that's just not enough for me. I need yearning and tension and chemistry between the two of them, and they just did not have it. So I was really disappointed. After I finished that book, I needed like a good fantasy book. I needed it. So I read A Promise of Fire. This one has been on my TBR for a long time, and I love the world. I love the concept of this. Like, the Greek gods play a big role in this, but not, like, they don't take over the story. But again, I didn't feel the chemistry between the two characters, and I feel like that's very important when you're reading a romance or romantasy. If there's not chemistry, or I don't know, if there's not chemistry between the two characters, what are we reading for? But I gave this one, I think, 3.5 stars because I love the world, I love the magic system, and I do love the characters. It's just their romance was just a little weird. Like, he fell first. He, like, for almost from the very beginning was like, I want you, I want to be with you, I love you, blah, blah, blah. And she was just not having it. At some point, she was kind of being a bitch. But that is her character, so it's fitting. But she is what's called a kingmaker. So she can detect lies, and they're only born like every 200 years, I think. And the purpose of them is to like work with the king because they can detect lies. Kingmaker. Does that make sense? But she doesn't want to be the kingmaker, and she is hiding out as a soothsayer in a circus. And the male main character finds her and kidnaps her, basically, to take her back to his new kingdom. I liked this book. I will be reading the second one. The romance part was just not my favorite, but I love the world and the magic so much that I'm going to continue the series. Then I read Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. I have seen so many people talk about this book and how great it is, and it is. It is so good. I gave it 5 stars. Highly recommend this to anybody. I know that the pregnancy trope is not everybody's favorite. It's not my favorite, but she did such a good job with it. It was great. I loved the two characters. I loved their relationship and how healthy it was. And it was just great. Highly recommend. If you don't know what it's about these two people. They have a one-night stand, and she accidentally gets pregnant. And, she tells him, and then they kind of have to navigate not only being strangers, but inevitably raising a child together and how to do it. And the male main character was just phenomenal. He was great. Healthy relationship. Loved it. So my battery died, so I had to plug it in, so we moved a little bit. But I tried to read Amid Clouds and Bones by Ella Fields, and I had to DNF it at about 100 pages. I was not having a good time. It's an enemies to lovers standalone romantasy, and I did not like it. The male main character, like, I know in enemies to lovers that they're not supposed to like each other, that they're supposed to hate each other, but the male main character in that book was just an asshole. Like, he poisoned her. He has tried to kill her I don't know how many times. It's just, there was no redeeming factors for him. So I'm like, why do I want to keep reading an enemies to lovers where there's like literally no redeeming factors about this man? I don't want to. So I just stopped reading it because life is too short to read books that you're not enjoying. So if you've read any of these books, let me know. I'm still kind of in a book slump, so if you have any recommendations, let me have them. But that's all we have for today. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!